India's had a hat trick of good news over the past month, particularly going into December. First, the GDP growth, which was running around 6.5%, has been increased to 7%. So the economy is really starting to pick up steam for the final quarter of the year. Second, the state elections was a major win for the BJP, and that's for the markets. It's now the stability going into the general elections is probably kind of more likely going ahead, and obviously any populist measures which the market might have worried about can now kind of fade away in the background. So that was the second piece of good news. And then the third was obviously the Federal Reserve's pivot on interest rates, and that has obviously set on fire all assets across the world, and India's receiving a lot of foreign flows on the back of this, given those other two events which we just mentioned. What do we expect going into 2024? Well, probably more of the same. We expect the markets to remain buoyant throughout the first quarter. We would probably again go towards that. The market will rise in line with earnings growth, and our earnings growth is around 15% for this year. So again, not a bad result if we can get 15% return throughout the year. We do think that there'll be the themes to play within that. So whilst I think the initial phase of the market move will be large caps, led by banks, IT, because of what's happening in the US with lower interest rates, the tech sector should continue its move higher, and that will have a great tailwind for the IT sector, and the banking sector would be the final leg of the market move higher. So those are the sectors that we would look at in the initial run in the markets. What could be the risks though? There's always risks, and I think there's a few things. If China was to do any big stimulus to boost the economy and particularly get some kind of confidence behind the property market, that could have flows moving away from India into China. It would also push up commodity prices, and of course that would be something which our markets would be worried about, because higher oil prices, higher kind of commodity metal prices has an impact on our inflation. So that would be one of the factors to look for. Hearing lots of noises, obviously not confirmed, but whether the government may look at changing the capital gains tax for investors, and obviously we never like that in the markets. It might be good longer term, but I think the initial reaction would be possibly negative for market participants. So those are the two kind of risks I would kind of throw in there. But overall, it looks as though India will grow at 6.5% GDP for 2025, and a lot of things will play out, and look out for the next video for that.